Hey fam, it has been a long time coming. Many requests for many years. I started beauty school in 2014. I had zero idea what I was doing with makeup. Met some awesome people in school. They showed me how to use makeup. I fell in love with the idea of just becoming something else. I've had so much fun since then. I've grown a lot as an artist. I think a lot of you think that I am perfection. However, I'm not, and I mess up all of the time. There are times where I take off an entire face of makeup because I just don't know what I'm doing. It is time to do this anyway. It's been a long time coming. But I'm also going to kind of double down and film a full face of makeup for you guys because I know you guys have been dying to see how I put on my makeup. So I have most of my products out and in front of me, so I think I should be okay. I should probably go wet my beauty blender though. So okay, we're back. I have wet my sponge, which is already like disgustingly dirty. I literally bought this like a week ago. I don't know if I want to, what like look I want to do eyeshadow wise. I always do my eyes first because I'm a really messy eyeshadow person. I never get it clean. I don't get clean sharp lines if I do my base first. So I've always done my eyebrows, then my eyes, and then the rest of my face. Half of us believe in doing our face first and half of us believe in doing our eyes first. Do whatever the hell you want because I don't really give a shit. But I think I'm going to play with the Born to Run palette from Urban Decay. It was a top contender for my top 5 eyeshadows. I will tell you that. But this is a really nice palette. It's great for travel. It's super like heavy duty. Like, oh, it just feels so good while you're holding it. But the color arrangement alone is to die for. I mean, the colors are buttery. The shimmers are shimmery. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. And so I always start with an Anastasia number 12 brush. It's got a really fine point to it. It's got the spoolie on the other end. It really is just my favorite. I used to use the Sigma angled brush for a long time, but it's not dual-ended, so I was always reaching for another spoolie, and I don't want to have additional stuff in my go-to thing, because as you can see, my go-to thing is already chock full. Like, I can't even fit any more things in here, and it's already annoying enough to have to clean. For my brows today, I am loving this brand that I found on Instagram. They are called Loca Lashes. It is a brow pomade. I tend to not use, like, what are they called? Pencils, retractable things, or powders, because powders definitely don't last on me. I find that my T-zone does get oily, and along with my T-zone, my brows can get oily, so I need a pomade to kind of counteract that. I use those mostly on just like days where I want to be natural, and I don't want like a really harsh brow. So like if I'm not doing heavy foundation, or if I'm not doing foundation at all, but I want my arches, like a nice easy day, that's what I'll do. So again, taking my Anastasia number 12, and we are going to fill in the brows with Loca Lashes in dark brown. This one I did a little bit too crazy on the arch. I can clean that up with concealer later. I'm not that worried about it. Actually, what I want to do is put my primer on first. Ever since I have found this one, if I switch to another primer, I notice that it doesn't work as well. I am incorporating another primer into my routine that I will touch on here in a second. The No Poreblem primer from Touch in Sol. I love it. It is such a good formula. It makes my makeup last all day long. It really does. I tried it during summer and I was having such an issue with my makeup like melting off of my face. And I tried this one, which is like a silicone based primer. If you ever go and try it in a store, you'll understand what I'm saying. but it literally has made such a huge difference in my skin. So just take a little bit on my fingertips and rub it in real good. All over my face here. I should really pin my hair back, but I'm YOLOing it. And then just take another little dot and rub it in the middle of my forehead, all over the place. I've started using the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I have been putting it where I normally get pores, which is mostly right along in here. You'll see my pores kind of drag all the way down. You don't normally see them anywhere else on my skin. I'm also trying to see how it feels like laugh lines. I get laugh lines really bad. So I just put that in the areas that I think I need the most help. I kind of drag it all the way in and then feather it out. I am taking another, like, ride or die, baby. Another ride or die. Makeup Revolution has been, like, on my vanity since I first heard about them. However, recently I'm loving the Conceal and Hydrate concealer because I tend to be pretty dry most of the year, especially dry during winter, obviously. I just feel like I need my concealer to be more hydrating. I really do. And this one has made such a huge difference. I use it as my base for my eyeshadow look. So we are going to do that with a Morphe M421. It's a nice little flat brush. It's just really good for getting in there and doing the damn thing. So we are going to go ahead and do that. I always take a beauty blender and I go and soften it up a little bit just to get out the creases from my eyes. And then I take a no-name brush. I bought this brush years ago off of, I don't think Amazon even existed really when I bought this, but it's just a no-name brush. Literally, it's just a flat little angle thing that I use to apply the powder to my eyelids. I know some people are fans of not setting their powder, their concealer, I'm sorry, their base for their eyes. And it's not that I'm not a fan of that. I actually do that with my MAC paint pot. That one, I don't set it, but with concealer, I've always just found if I set it, it really doesn't crease. If I don't set it, it really does crease for me. So I don't like to mess with it too much. I just like to do what I know works for me, and that's just really how you guys should do your own makeup. Whatever works for you, works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then, man, don't do it anymore. I don't know what to tell you. My powder, I can't really show you right now, but it's the Coty Airspun powder. You can get it at any Target. That's where I got mine, and I love it. I love the smell of it. It's like baby powder. Just, oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. I promise it does. I'm going to take the Born to Run palette. I haven't really decided what look I want to do. Maybe just more natural look. I get requested a lot to do natural looks. I love color. So any chance I have to play with color, your girl's doing it. I love it. I love it so much. But I can do neutrals today. So we can take a little bit of Riff, which is this nice little orangey brown shade. It is really pretty. I've used it quite a few different times. And I can take that on we'll take it on an M518 brush. I used a color switch. I got this one at Ulta just to clean my brush and make sure that I don't have any of the color that I last played with on it. And for double coverage, I take a baby wipe. This is a hint. And I just kind of pat it over it to make sure none of the color transfers. Works for me. So we're going to take a little bit of that Riff and we'll buff that into the crease. With eyeshadow, it's all about taking your time. It really is. A lot of people think you can just like jump it. Excuse me. A lot of people think you can just jump into it and pack on the color, but that's really not the case. I do really small, like circular motions to make sure it all looks blended before I add the next color in, because I just feel like once you start out with a nice blend, when you go into the next color, it's going to have just as nice of a next blend. So that's just the way that I do things, baby. I am going to take actually one of the brushes from Anastasia Beverly Hills that you get in their palettes. I love their little dual ends. I think they're phenomenal. I really, really, really enjoy them. So I think we'll take some of the Good Is Gone color. And that looks like a really good blend. So we are going to carve out just that little front bit, just the front bit, with our concealer. And I kind of just take my finger to kind of blend out the end of that. And then I'll go back over with a brush with the deeper brown and make it look really nice. I'm going to take a little Real Techniques brush. It's really thin, super thin, and real small and angled. I don't use this one too often, but I kind of want to play with it again and see how much I still like it. And I'm going to take the stranded color, the gold color that we picked. And this is without setting that concealer, by the way, because shimmers tend to do best with a wetter base. So we are just going to pack it on. Really pretty color. Really, really pretty. So again, we're going to take our Anastasia brush with the Good Is Gone, the deeper brown. And we are just going to kind of gently swipe in the deeper color again, because we don't want to lose that depth. We really don't. And that is the look. Very simple, just something. This is something that I do when I'm going for like an interview or I'm meeting with friends and I don't have a ton of time and I don't have time to sit and like do a full colorful look that matches my outfit and is absolutely ridiculous. But this is the look I do just normally. Basic. If I don't do this, it's just regular eyes, some lashes, and we're gone for the day. That's it. So I don't know. What do I want to do? Do I want to do a wing? I think I want to do a wing. I'm going to go do a wing. I'm also going to do the other eye off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so we are back. I did go ahead and do the other eye off of camera, and I applied some wings. So the next step is really just to get into the face. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is the shade Ecru. Now, I'm not saying that this shade is too dark for me, but what I'm saying is I don't wear the appropriate shade for myself, ever. I can never find the right shade for me. I'm sure that it's out there. It could be out there. I'm sure my perfect shade is out there. But I can never find it. You know, Pale Princess out here, you know, it's either way, way, way too light and chalky looking, or it's just like this, and it's just a hair too dark. So I'm going to take a Morphe brush. This brush has no name on it. It came in a skincare pack. Do I need to wash my brushes? Yes, I know. Stop. Leave me alone. God. We're going to just, and I did pin my hair back a little bit. Probably should have done it a little bit more, but it's back as much as I can get it back. So we are going to apply our foundation. I have a small forehead, so leave me alone about it, okay? I don't have a lot of forehead space. It's hard to not get it in my hair. If you see me with makeup in my hairline, don't clock me. Don't clock me. I have a very small forehead. It's a condition. Look it up. after I'm done applying like the first base with my brush, I go in with a beauty blender and I get all of the areas that I don't normally touch that well with a brush. A brush is good because it doesn't absorb all my product right away. And I go in second with a beauty sponge to kind of clean up all streaks that might be there. Any spots that are harder to reach with a brush that I don't want to mess up my makeup. You hear ticky, 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 ticky. It's my dog, Apple. If you hear barking, those are my dogs, Hazel and Sugar. They're outside. They hate everybody. Well, Sugar does not. Hazel's just a straight thug. She's a straight thug. She will eat you. She'll eat your dog. She'll eat anything related to you. I mean, nothing better than like a really good like foundation, man, that just wipes all your problems away. A nice flat tone, like just so good. Can't really tell that this isn't my shade, so it is time to highlight and conceal with my Makeup Revolution concealer, the one that I use way too much. Triangles are still in, baby. Still in. I just do a little bit on the button of my nose. I don't really nose contour at all. I don't heavy contour. I really like to just bronze my skin, make the hollows of my cheeks a little deeper, and then just kind of like go on about my life. So we will take the beauty sponge. I'm gonna let the eyes sit more first because when it's a little tacky and a little more dried down, you get a lot of better coverage out of it. But I'll go ahead and blend out my chin area. We like to highlight the chin. So good. And my little button nose, kind of milk that up to the top. Yes, I said milk. I always start with the outers first because I want the most coverage underneath my eye. So I always start blending out this first, get that where I want it. And then once it's like the consistency that I like, I just slowly bring it. After that, I take another no-name brush from Morphe from that same collection. I take some of my Coty powder, really get it in there to set. I brush it down normally and out. I wish you guys could smell this. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like real light and airy. It smells like summer to me. I don't know why. On the top of the T-zone there. I kind of just lightly dust around my small forehead. I know there's people that are gonna be out there and be like, girl, you got a small ass forehead. Well, I know. Was born with it. It ain't Maybelline. I love this dress. I got this from Fashion Nova. It's like a little blue velvet thing. It's got powder all over it now. It's a stunning dress. It's a little too short. It shows my booty. I can't wear it out when we're trying to be family friendly, which is most of the time. I don't really go out and do anything. I don't do clubs or like bars. Or like people are like not my thing at all. Like if it's not work, I just sit in my house with my mans and my little guy and move on with my life. I do have a 7-year-old for anybody out there who is like not knowing who I am. I'm talking to everybody like you know who I am, which mostly it's just I've been doing this because my Facebook friends and family are like, man, you would just be so good at YouTube. You really should do it. You make such good makeup. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so nervous because once you put something out there, you know, you kind of open yourself up for criticism. And it's not that I can't take criticism. It's just that people are mean for like no reason. And I'm not one of those that's mean for no reason. Like if I'm mean to you, you've given me a reason to be mean to you. So it's hard to put yourself out here on the internet and openly have people criticize you, which will be hard for me to kind of deal with, I think, at first, because, I mean, you are new and you really want to make a good impression and you really want people to like you and what you're doing. But the reality is that not everybody's going to like you at all or anything that you do. So we just deal with it. I am going to take another Real Techniques brush. I use this one for bronzer. So now that I have my nice base, it's looking flawless. as usual, as it should, with Estee Lauder and my Coty Airspun powder. I do want to try something out for you guys. I did get it and I purchased it myself. It is the Esta Loca palette from Loca Lashes. The owner of this brand is a phenomenal woman. She is super caring. She cares a lot about the people who follow her brand, who share her brand, who watch her live streams. If you support her, she supports you back, boo. Like, she is a ride or die for people. So the tones are a little deeper for me. I am a light girl. I'm really pale. For my real bronzer, which is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, nobody should be surprised by that at all. Even if you don't know makeup, you should probably know who Physicians Formula is and their bronzers. They make such good bronze. I dropped my lash glue. Hold on. I am going to take this one. I am going to dip into the two colors that I told you. I'm going to try and use, again, I'm going to tap off the excess because I don't know how dark it's going to be. Because I never know. It's brand new. So, it's a little dark. She's a little dark for me. But we gonna make it work, Bubba. It's not looking crazy in person, but I feel like the camera is making it look really crazy. Like, in person, it looks really nice, like blended out and everything. But on camera, I think because my light is so harsh, it's a white light, it's like really showing up. But obviously, I'm looking at it from my window sitting right here. So I'm seeing it in like daylight, and it really does look stunning. I look really bad on camera, but in person it looks so good. Like, I promise in person I'm looking bronze to the gods, but like nicely blended out bronze to the gods. It's a Morphe Y6. It's the Gilded Gold collection. It's so good. And the reason I'm talking like that is because I figured this brush out. I got this brush from the recommendation of Laura Lee. I love her channel. I know she's been through some weird shit, and she had that weird crying video. I'm going to take some of my little powder, and we are going to, wow, still too much powder. Just dust it over lightly. Yeah, that softened it up a lot for you guys on camera. It's almost non-existent in person now, but on camera it looks good. So, all right, I'm going to take my butter bronzer now, as if I need it. I don't at all. I'm going to tap off whatever's extra from the Loca stuff. Swirl it in there. Oh my god, it just, I wish I could describe this to you. It smells so good. And I'm just going to do it all along my neck and jawline, just to keep up appearances. You're going to see a nice white line down here, and it's going to be so good. I can't wait. I try to be good about my coloring, but it's so hard when you just want to be tan. And I don't tan at all. At all. I feel like everybody else in my family can get like a really decent tan, and I just burn. I turn bright red, and it's so painful. Like, I cannot get tan. It hurts my heart. Even if I use self tanner, I don't look right. Like, I don't look like me, I guess because I'm just used to myself being pale all of the time, but I don't look like me. I'm going to switch to blush. The blush is a butter blush, and I've hit pan on it. Makes me very sad. I love her so much. This is the Plum Rose one. Yeah, Plum Rose. I don't like this. It's the only complaint that I have is that sometimes I'm opening it and the little mirror thing flops open and it drives me crazy. No Name Morphe brush from that same face thing. I love these brushes. I cannot stop using them. We are going to just, oh, look how gorgeous it is. I love mauve blushes. I don't look good with pinks. I don't look good with oranges because I'm already oranging up myself with bronzer anyway. So why would I need an orange blush? It just adds that right amount of color to my cheeks. Beautiful. And then I always go back over with my face brush to melt things together. Perfecto. I keep looking at this. My camera's like way over here, and the screen is here. I'm trying to check and make sure everything looks okay. So I'm just staring at this. And it's going to look terrible on video. I'm sure it is. Next time I'll try and really focus on talking to this. but it's so much harder than you think it is when you're looking at yourself right there, but it's right there, and it's so, I'm sorry, it's literally a mess. But the Sleek Makeup palette, it's their highlighting one. It's so cute. I have tried several of the shades in here, but this one, bitch, like, are you serious? Look at that. And I will be using a Morphe Y14 from the Gilded Gold collection. It's a nice little tapered, really fluffy brush. And I'm going to dip it into that. And we are going to apply it to our face. We do a little bit on our nosy because we go a little button nose. So we like to button it up just for that little bit of extra something, something special. Next, the under eyes for sure need to get done. Color switched it. It should be good. So we are going to take our Born to Run palette, which has just been sitting here next to me. Take the Riff shade, which is that lighter orange shade that we did, and run it along the, way too much, the lower lash line. Oh, this is a Morphe M408. It's really, really good to get into the lower lash line. So my mirror is here. I don't think I ever explained that. My mirror is sitting here. So that's why I'm like looking down into it. Otherwise, I'd be trying to do my makeup in the camera, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to take a clean Morphe 321. You can tell there's a theme going on here with Morphe brushes. If it's not Morphe, what is it? Anastasia. I have a couple of Anastasia ones, but they come in the palettes, and my eyebrow one. And if it's not that, it's probably like no name, off-brand stuff. Morphe just has really done a great job with their brushes. They don't have fallout. They clean so well. They've lasted me quite some time. Several brushes. And I'm talking about no name brushes too, have lasted me a really long time. I just don't think you can go wrong with brushes at all. I really don't. So I'm going to take that one to soften up the edges, because the other Morphe one that I use is really good for, you know, packing the powder on there and getting it exactly where you want it. This one is kind of used to blend out. I don't know if I want to take the brown. I was going, you know, back and forth on adding an eyeliner. I think I might add an eyeliner. So I'm going to take the Loca. Now this one came in a set, a great set at that. A set I wish they would bring back like so badly, that I love so much. It is the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. It has a face palette. The face palette sits on my vanity. It's, you know, was my favorite highlighter, but I'm running out, so I stopped using it because I've hit pan on it. Fortune is to die for. It is such a freaking white ass highlight. Like, for us white folk out here, this is it. Like, that is a terrible swatch, granted. Terrible, but I haven't done it, you know, in a long time, and I'm just shook at how good it is. It's so good. The eyeliner was in that collection, and I really do like the eyeliner. It's black. It looks good when I'm trying to blend things out underneath my lower lash line, so I'm going to go ahead and add that, and then we're going to add Good As Gone on top of it to kind of blend it out and make it all look really seamless. And I am going to take the Real Good packing brush, tap into Good As Gone lightly, and blend back and forth on top of that black. Not right on top of, but just enough to where it touches your lash line. Like I said, it's all about the blending and the patience to make it look right. Because if you try and rush through it, you're going to miss a step, you're going to miss a blend, and then you're going to be really upset that it doesn't look the way that you thought it was going to look. Okay, so I have applied some lashes. These are just, girl, I don't normally do lashes like this, and I've always been like a diehard, you don't need a big lash. You don't need a big lash. And then I won a bunch of lashes from Loca Lashes, and she sent me a bunch of them, like a whole book. Like, let me get it for you. Like a whole book of lashes. And I'm just like in love with them. They are so good. You can tell I've used several pairs already. These ones are Latina Loca. I'm really living for just the feathery height that they give my eyes. They just really bring my looks together recently. I've been loving them. So thank you, Loca Lashes, for sending me those and gifting them to me. I love them. They are my favorites now. You need a big lash. You just need a big lash sometimes. And look at how it pulls like the whole eye look together, pulls your eyes, like you're drawn to it. So good. So I took the pins out of my hair. We're getting closer to being done, guys. We are moving on to lips and then setting spray, and we're gonna be done. I am going to be using a lip liner today, and I'm using a Colourpop lip liner. This is the shade Aquarius. I have used it down to like a little nippy nub. I'm running out. I will have to buy another one sometime soon, so I will have to do that. But let's go ahead and line the lips. Alright, so after I line, I will use a Maybelline one. This is not the right one, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so this is Maybelline Purely Nude. It is 535, if any of you are interested in that. I use it to really lighten it up to get my good nude shade. And then on top of that, we use a NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeleine. Shane Dawson? What are you doing here? Anyway, the shade Madeleine is a gorgeous color. It's like a nude gloss. It's just stunning. I like to pop it just on the bottom and press together because that's really all I need. I find that if you do over gloss with these, you get the little whites in the middle. And this is the look. We are going to now set it and leave it. That'll be it. I use the I cannot speak. Oh my god, it's terrible. The Mario Badescu spray. This is the tea tree one. I love the smell of it. It smells so good. I have had the lavender and the rose one as well. The rose one I like to use mostly for my skin because rose is really good for, you know, acne and like cleansing it all good, making it so delicious. And the lavender one is just a beautiful smell. I don't have that one, but I have like a huge bottle of the tea tree one that I'm refilling with this one. So we just spray and set our worries away. Woo, so good. It just makes your skin look like skin. I use an Ardell Demi Wispy box to just dry it all out. You don't need anything else. You don't need a hand fan, right? We live in Broketown. I'm not buying a hand fan. No, ma'am. I spend all my money on makeup palettes. That's what I spend my money on. Okay? Not a fan. Low-key will get a fan eventually. Low-key. Alright, so that is it. I feel like just once that Mario Badescu spray is on, everything just like melts together and looks perfect. So, but that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I made some mistakes, you know, in speaking and things like that. This is my first time and it is pretty nerve-wracking. I have never done anything like this before. I've only ever just kind of, you know, spoken to people about how to do their makeup. So this is a first for me. It is a first for you guys to watch me, and I really, really, really just hope you enjoyed it so much. I thank you guys so much for supporting. If you could, definitely leave a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I can get, you know, my video out there to more people like you who really want to watch somebody like me. Also, subscribe. Don't miss anything. Hit the bell wherever it's at on this screen. I'll figure it out one day and I'll point in the right direction. But definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell because I don't want you to miss anything because I'm amazing and I want you to be amazing. Not like me, but like your own amazing. I'm just gonna stop talking. So thank you guys again. Have a good one. Love my fam.